Greetings once again, spacefaring adventurers. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another chapter of Eden Zero, where previously, thanks to Jin's effort in defeating Dead End Crow, the crew of Edens has been freed from their bindings, coming out to find Klein, doing her best to get the Eden Zero away from the One that has now started opening fire upon the Zero, much to everyone's surprise considering it has people on board. Valkyrie is also shocked when she realized that Homura has gone alone to confront Lady Freya. Meanwhile, as Homura and Freya do battle, Freya questions the fact that the Zero would be fired upon with Freya inside, but Freya lets it be known that she's actually looking for a place to die, having continuously found no worthy opponents in this time period, saying the most worthy would be Void, but he does not come from this time, and thus, she sees no meaning in fighting someone who's not even from their era or universe. But when Freya notices that Valkyrie is now freed up to fight, she takes interest, to which Homura is determined to protect her friends and her mentor, even going so far as to using overdrive. But with a quickness, Freya is able to strike down Homura outside of her overdrive form. Is this the end for Homura? Will it need to be a tag team between her and Valkyrie? Or is all lost, and will Freya remain undefeated forevermore? Join me as I find out, won't you? Aw, this is an adorable little cutout of Homura and all that. Although it's also kind of morbid, it's just like, cut out Homura. Homura's been cut out, alright. Eden Zero, Chapter 282. The Flames of Homura. Ooh. I'm pretty sure I am on record on saying that Homura has been one of the less developed members of the main four Eden Zero characters between Shiki, Rebecca, Weiss, and Homura. So let's see what she's got. Will she manage to pull it out in the end? Alright, we pick up with Homura coughing up blood, her vision of Freya starting to blur. As she falls out of her overdrive form, she thinks, my vision is blurring, my wound is deep. Am I dying? She falls to the floor, blood splattering everywhere. She thinks, I hold no fear of death. I worry more for my crew. But she comes to a realization and does her best to stand, thinking, no, you do not wish to die. She grits her teeth, thinking, I wish to live. And as she stands once again, very naked, she thinks, it matters not how high her ether power level may be. If she seeks to die, then as one who wants to live, I cannot let her defeat me. Homura steps forward. Freya smiles, saying, give up now, I've had enough fun. I stopped short of killing you as a sign of my respect. But she and Homura clash swords once again. Ooh, and then Freya's sword starts to change form. I kind of wondered, because there was a lot of interesting detail to Freya's blade, so I'm like, can it transform or something? Sure enough, Freya says, if you insist on dying, then I will show you my 100 arms. Uh-oh. Armaments? Yep, sure enough. Freya's blade reforms into a hammer that she nearly brings down on Homura, who dodges out of the way. Homura questions, a hammer? And then the hammer begins to split apart into various pieces. Oh, and those pieces form into throwing stars. Homura begins to block them, questioning, it changed into throwing stars. Oh, and then the stars form together. This is a cool weapon. Stars form together into a spear that Homura blocks while also questioning, a spear? And then the spear starts to detach, forming into a whip that Freya uses to lash at Homura, striking her in her midsection. Homura remembers Valkyrie's words. She has mastered the use of every armament. Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that. And Homura thinks, was that her meaning? Then I too. As she reforms her ether sword into her ether bow, something I sometimes forget Homura can do because she very rarely uses the bow form. Freya thinks to herself, she changed her ether sword into a bow so she can use techniques similar to mine. That would actually be interesting if Homura learns to actually reform all of her ether weaponry into like a variety of weapons. There's no reason she shouldn't be able to. Oh, and Freya forms her weapon into a bow as well, and both she and Homura fire at the same time, their arrows clashing. Ooh, yes. Okay, this is cool. Homura then rushes forward, much to Freya's surprise, and Homura forms her weapon into friggin' Wolverine claws. She uses 5-sword fencing, tiger form, tiger 6-claw strike. Homura lets out a flurry of blows against Freya, and for the first time, it actually manages to do a little bit of damage. 'Tis but a scratch, but even still, Freya looks on in shock, questioning, "She cracked my armor?" But Homura is not done, as Homura uses Warrior Maid's single sword attack Dragon Flash, which I guess is a sword technique. I can't even see what she's using. Is she using a sword? I can't even tell if she's damaging Freya. I guess so. Freya says that's ridiculous. My ether power level is more than 100 times hers. And Homura retorts, "'Tis more to it than ether. The sum of one's combat abilities is measured by totaling heart, technique, and body." As Homura strikes again at Freya, she says heart. It makes no sense for one who wishes to live to be beaten by one who wishes to die. Homura strikes again, saying technique. The warrior maid style can produce every kind of attack. And as the very naked Homura still stands tall, she says body. A well-trained body yields to nothing. Freya staggers backward, saying, "This is impossible. Who are you?" And Homura reforms her dual swords into her one single iconic sword, Sword of Valkyrie, saying, "I am Homura, and I am Valkyrie. I am the Sword of Eden," she says as she brings her sword down, with Freya freaking out, saying, "You're just a little girl." And they clash blades once again, but Homura remembers a conversation she had with her teacher when she was being trained, where she questioned Warrior Maid style ultimate secret attack. Valkyrie says, "Yes, it's a fire attack. Your name means blaze, so it's perfect for you. But this move comes with a price. If you master it, you will develop a weakness towards fire and heat." Wait, no way. Has he been building that up this entire time? Has that been the reason she's always not able to stand hot things? Homura says, "'Tis an odd price," and Valkyrie tells her, "Because you'll be storing a flame inside you for several years. Then, are you weak Homura says, "Then are you weak against heat too, teacher?" Valkyrie says, "No, I haven't mastered this move. This move exists for you. You will keep the flame inside you until the time comes to use it." And present-day Homura thinks, "'Tis time to unleash the flame." Freya is shocked by what she sees, as Homura is engulfed in flames. And Homura brings down her blade on Freya, slicing right through her, using Warrior Maid ultimate secret attack, Flame Extolling Blade. Jeez, and Freya just explodes. And as Homura huffs and puffs, she says, "I feel cold." Makes me think of, was it Barbossa? At the end of Pirates of the Caribbean, the first movie? Well, I gotta admit, it is a bit of a pull. I at least like that there's a little bit of lore to why Homura is constantly so hot even at mild temperatures. Friggin' pull the Rengoku. Use sun breathing or flame breathing. I still come down to my usual criticism of, why didn't the villain use overdrive? But it was a pretty cool finale. This fight I actually kind of liked more than most of the others. I'm not expecting Freya to come back from this, just because of the way that everyone else has kind of ended. I do feel like it's kind of a bummer not to at least have a little bit more of a fight going on, especially since we're at the finale and all that, but I didn't hate it. I feel like this is one that'll really look good once it's animated. But Homura really busted out some fun moves. I loved the versatility we saw in a lot of her weaponry. I actually forgot that Homura, it took me a while to remember, but Homura could always transform her sword into various different weapons. I don't know why. I think it's because she doesn't use it that often. But I forgot, yeah, Homura can make her weapon into anything pretty much. She always has been. It's just she always defaults to the one sword or the two. Because I thought about it for a second, I'm like, wait, no, I've seen the Wolverine claws before. She's not new to this. Oh, man. Oh, I don't think she's ever used a hammer. I think she's used a spear before. And I think she's even combined her blades and made it into like a dual kind of thing, but never a hammer. I don't think she's made it into a whip before, but I don't see why she couldn't. But it's funny though, it took Homura actually kind of being like, Oh yeah, I can make my weapon into anything. Thanks for reminding me. Cause like, well, Homura, why didn't you just try other weapons to begin with? But again, Homura always defaults back to the sword. But it took kind of switching it up to kind of catch Freya off guard for a bit. I think that's why I kind of accept this fight a little bit more, because like, yeah, she kind of caught Freya off guard. Do I still wish we could see like some alternate form of Freya or anything like that? Yeah, I'll say that until the cows come home, because it's still weird to me that we've seen other villains use overdrive. We know that machines can use it too, but all these endgame boss villains aren't doing it. It's just kind of weird to me still. Like, why aren't they using overdrive? Unless we're gearing up for something at the end? I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Homura's ultimate secret technique and this explanation as to why Homura cannot handle the heat? I gotta admit, for a battle where Homura was pretty much naked for the entire last half, Mashima did a good enough job of hiding it between the blood and the slashes and the sparks flying and all that, that I actually sometimes forgot. I was more engaged with the fight than anything else. So kudos to Mashima. Although, I mean, it's not like the anime hasn't done it before, but a fight completely in the nude. Can't wait to see how the animators get around that, because there's a lot more movement there. Although the blood splatter will probably help. But I want to hear from you. Do you think this is the end of Lady Freya? Do you think that maybe she'll come back for one more strike? Or are we finally with this, done with both the Dark Stars and the Eurasian Says Galactica? I want to hear from you, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. I hope to see you later. Till then, bye-bye.